Hi all, welcome to this video for this quick tip segment. In today's video I will show you two ways of using Photoshop to do a batch resize on your images. So in a nutshell, what that means is you can go ahead and resize a whole lot of images, whether that's 100 images or up to 1,000 images. You can do that within minutes with these two ways that I'm going to show you. So the first way in which I will show you is to use the scripts and image processor option. And then the second way I will show you how to do this is via an automated action for a batch resize. So stay tuned and I hope you will enjoy this video. Okay, so before I jump straight into this, let me just go ahead and show you the size of the images in here. So I have in here high-res images. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just maximize this so we can have a look at what sizes we are working with. So if we have a look down here, the JPEG image is 3.1 megabytes. I'll just flick through them. So 1.1, 2.9, 3.3, 5.3, and 3.2 megabytes, and 6.1 megabytes. So they're not too big, but they are relatively large if you're trying to upload this to the web or send it over to someone. Okay, so in the first way, let's just hop into Photoshop. Let's go ahead and click on File, and let's go ahead and do it our first way via File, Scripts, and Image Processor. Okay, so in this image processor dialog in here, all we need to do is go through these three steps. Okay, so we'll ignore the fourth step. So in the first step, as it says, select the images to process. So go ahead and choose a folder. Let's go ahead and choose the high-res images folder. Let's click on open. Okay, 2, it says select the location in which where you want to save your processed images. I'll go ahead and click on select folder, and this time I'll just give it a new folder and I will call this resized images 2. Okay, so go ahead and click open. Alrighty, and then next you will go ahead and choose 3 different options. You can do save it as a JPEG, a Photoshop file, or a TIFF. I'll go ahead and make sure that JPEG is checked in here. Quality, around the 10 mark is a good default to go to, and then make sure you go ahead and click on Resize To Fit. Okay, so in this window in here, go ahead and jot down the width and the height in which you want to resize the image to. So px, that's for pixels. So by default, let's just go ahead and pop in 640 by 480. Again, obviously up to you, depending on what you're working with and what you want to do with it. Okay, sorry, I'll go width with 640, and with height I will go ahead with 480. Okay, what's great is it will go ahead and resize this whether you have landscape or portrait photos. Okay, so 640 by 480 in here, and then again, as I mentioned, ignore the fourth preference in here, so I'll have it unchecked. And then all you need to do now is just go ahead and click on run. Okay, and just like that, within a matter of seconds, it has done the job for you. So we had a new folder. Remember, we called it Resize Images 2. You can see it's popped it into a new folder again inside a folder called JPEG. Let's go ahead and look at the results and how big they are now. You can see it's down to 82 kilobytes, and I will just flick through them. You can see 51, and this is the landscape. Landscape 200 kilobytes, so very small. And in here, another one. And we can see a portrait in here, 130 kilobytes, but it's done it really nice with the dimensions that we input before. The first thing you need to do is go ahead and open up your Actions panel. So go to Window and click on Actions. Okay, you can see in here that there are some defaults that are already in here. We'll go ahead and create an action. So essentially what we are doing is you will press record to resize this one image, and that will record all the instances where you're clicking and resizing on the particular image. And then we can do record that action and then go ahead and load all the images and just process them in one go. So let's get started here. Go ahead and create a new set. Let's give it a name, call it resize, and click OK. And then under this set, let's go ahead and create a new action. So let's go ahead and call this in here. Let's just say we wanted this to be 800 pixels. So you can see that it sits inside of set and click record. You can see that this button has turned red, so it is starting to record our actions. Okay, so let's go ahead and resize this image in here. Let's go ahead and go to image size. Okay, and inside the width in here, let's just go ahead and change firstly to pixels in here. Okay, you can see it's by 6,000 by 3,900 pixels. Let's go in and pop in 800, and you can see that because it is linked to the height, that will automatically change the height in here, and click OK. Alright, so what I'll do now is I will go ahead and save. Okay, so that's it. We just resized one image and we're recording this instance. So let's go ahead and save as. What I'll do is I'll pop it onto the desktop in here, and what I'll do is I will go ahead and just give it a name in here. So let's just go ahead and create a new folder. Okay, so just put an image resize. Okay, and I'll just leave the name as is and click on save. Okay, I'll leave all the defaults and click OK. Alright, so next all we need to do is we can go ahead back to this action window and we can simply click stop. Okay, so what we've done essentially is we have gone ahead and just saved this action. So let's go ahead and do a batch resize in here. So in the same window, you can go ahead and click on File, click on Automate, and let's click on Batch. Okay, so inside of this window in here, all we need to do is choose a set. Okay, mine is on Resize. Okay, so click on Resize, and you can see it's automatically defaulted to the action which we set, which was 800 pixels in here. And then source, you just want to go ahead and choose a folder. So in here, source folder, go ahead and choose called images, this folder with images in here, and click on choose. Okay, so next what we want to do is if we have a look on the right hand side here, it's just basically the naming. So we want to give it a document name, and we want to rename it to with 800 pixels, and then you've got the extension, which is the .jpg. Destination, it's asking you where you'd like to place all your resized photos. So again, back into desktop, and remember how we created a new folder, image resize, let's pop it in there and click choose, and then click OK. What you're seeing now is it is doing the resize, okay, automatically without me having to sit there and do each of them individually. Okay, and then all done. If we head back into our folder, if we have a look at the image resize, okay, let's just maximize this in here. Let me just remind you again, so in images, remember how they were quite large images, 3.1 megabytes, how we had a look, they're really large. If we go ahead and look at our image resize in here, our folder, it is resize them, and you can see they're all downsized in here. We can have a look. 45, 209 kilobytes, 115, okay? And it's just done a batch resize. So that's it. So that's all you need to do a automated action, and this was to do a batch resize. So you can do other things such as watermarking all your images in the same time, and essentially it's just the same process with the recording the action. Hope you enjoyed this video. You've seen 2 ways in which you can do a batch resize to multiple images. Thanks for watching. See ya.